All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Friday, March 7th, set today by Boatman. Boatman, I think, usually has a theme, so let's see if that's the case today. Looking to the future, no boundaries for isolated farmstead. I think it must mean looking to the future. No boundaries sounds like we remove the first and last letters of a word. Certainly a word for isolated, maybe isolated and farmstead as well. I'm wondering if a farmstead could be a range, home on the range. Long range, but I don't see what the isolated is. Oh, no, farmstead is grange, yes. Um, I'm thinking of the American version, I suppose. So alone, I think, is isolated. I like that. All right, more than 150 for magazine. Well, 50 in Roman numerals is L. So what's more than... I mean, one could be simply I, or it could be A as well. AL, and then magazine. And then I think the definition would be more than. Ooh, how about plus? No, and of course the pound sign. Oh, I'm forgetting about that. That could be an L as well. Is that L the 50 or the pound sign? No, I don't get that. Easy for text to include name fully, finally on, magazine's cover. Oh, there's a magazine. There's a magazine. More magazines, yes. How about the acrosses? Oh, yeah. All right, I think I've spotted the theme for today. So there might be magazine as in publications, the names of some of them, but it could also be an ammunition magazine. Anyway, easy for text to include. What? This is such a long clue for just a 6-letter answer. I think the definition must be this could get a gut reaction. And it's probably going to be something medical to do with the stomach. Magazines cover. Oh, yeah, I was thinking that could be the outer letters of magazine. And then fully, finally, I think gives us a Y. And I was thinking of a word ending in YME. And I think it's going to be an enzyme. Certainly has something to do with the gut. Easy. Yeah, for text speak, easy would be EZ. And that includes name N. That's clever. All right, magazine report to look into tax on teletype even. Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's going to be magazine 7.3 or magazine report to look into, to peer. Private Eye would be a magazine that I would expect to appear in here. Report to look into tax. Oh, and then that goes on the even letters of teletype EEYE. All right. So VAT is the tax, I think. I think report to look into is a homophone indicator for look into to pry, and instead we have PRI. All right. All right, covered by magazine soon enough. Oh, well, I think this is a fairly simple double definition. Soon enough, it'll happen in time. And if you're covered by a news magazine, you might be in time. Ooh, Araucaria. I think that's the name of the former setter. I think legendary around the Guardian. I'm sure many of you remember Araucaria and can probably say it, which I can't. But I can't remember what it means as a word. Say a dream that is gone, undying. Ooh, no, I'll have to come back to that one. Sounding surprise to be in big issue. There's a magazine. Initially showing faith. So I'm thinking showing faith. Our faith might be the definition. And so I think sounding surprised is probably some onomatopoeic word for when you're surprised. And maybe that goes inside of B and I, a big issue initially. Ah, yes, if you're surprised, you might say aha. And there is the Baha'i faith. Pretty confident that is right. All right, subscribe here to view wild depravity, dire letters sent out. Well, I think the wordplay is anagram depravity, wild depravity, but that's too many letters. That's 9. We have to remove the letters of dire. So that's going to leave PAV, PAVTY. And so it's going to be subscribe here. Oh, I think pay TV. Yeah, I think that's a British term for subscription television, pay TV. Oh, so now we're more than for magazine. Oh, yeah, this is a clip, I think, as in a magazine of bullets, a magazine clip. So CL, ah, yeah, I think it's CL plus 1 penny, so it is more than £1.50. That's clever. All right, that was that one. How about early victim of a brother's envious loathing from the start? Well, this is like an everyman clue. So from the start of a brother's envious loathing, we get Abel, who was an early victim, and then all of the rest also describes the answer. Misrepresented no one with hit news magazine. All right, I think we're going to misrepresent or anagram. No one is 5 letters plus HIT. And handily enough, we have THE. So, I think it's The Onion, which is the satirical news magazine. And so I think maybe misrepresented also helps to suggest the answer. Magazine is virtual if excelling in visuals. Yeah, I'm thinking it's life, which is hidden in virtual if excelling. And the definition is magazine. Not sure about the in visuals as the hidden clue indicator. Maybe I'm just missing some meaning of in visuals. Anyway, let me go back to the acrosses. Boatman. Well, I think that's going to be the I at the start. And bargains, well, maybe bargains is deals or deal. I think ideal home, I want it to be. Boatman bargains. Isn't there a magazine called Ideal Home? Oh, yes. I think that this is based on the convention in cryptic crosswords that if you are in, you are at home. So in and home are synonyms. I just don't get how bargains, plural, or I suppose boatman bargains, he would say ideal. Yeah, all right. I'll allow it. Hollow, pine, egg cup, to end of balustrade, where nails are visible. Ah, I'm thinking the definition is where nails are visible and it's toenails, so open toe. So hollow, pine, egg cup, to end of balustrade. Um, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think two is simply two and end of balustrade. Balustrade is the E at the end. So then open is hollow, pine, egg cup. Yeah, I don't fully. I think the hollow might be the O. Our hollow pine. Ah, no, hollow pine, I think. Oh, yeah, I think I get it, and I think it's very complicated. I think you hollow out the word pine to just get the P and the E. And then, well, egg cup. Well, I was thinking that egg. No, I thought it might be two O's for some reason going around it like two eggs, cup, the PN, or the PE, I should say. Yeah, I'm baffled by that one. Fairly sure it's right though. Queries resolved in magazine. All right, I think resolved might be an anagram indicator, and I think we get, whoops, Esquire. Yep, all right. Good housekeeping's first to be incorporated. It's a limited market. Well, housekeeping's first. I think we're going to have an H. To be incorporated. And good might be a G at the beginning. No, I don't get that. This magazine made millions before our time. Ooh, what's a three-letter magazine? Oh, before our time, could be BC, ABC, and millions, I think, is going to be an M. Time can be T, of course. No. In West Indies, oh, very timely clue here. US aid in disarray. Well, it certainly is. In West Indies, US aid. So I'm thinking it's going to be an anagram. of US. Oh no, we need an N. I presume it's going to be something and something. Yeah, I don't. Oh, maybe aid in anagrammed? I and I. Oh, that's very clever. So, in the West Indies, maybe Jamaica in particular, if you want to say we or us, you might say I and I. I like that. You have some very tricky parsing there. Ooh, let's try these downs. They look hopeful. Joke by foremost of cartoonists, second place in this magazine. I'm just wondering if it could be. Oh, I was going to say Oprah, but her magazine is just the letter O, right? Oh, a joke can be a one. I know that from watching Cracking the Cryptic, as in that's a good one. Foremost of cartoonists is a C. And then second place in this would be H. Onek. Um, is there anything else that ends in CH? No, I can't think of it. Inquirer magazine, Viz at last matures. Oh, I hope not. I fall about. Inquirer? Maybe Inquirer is the definition, and it's something like, well, quiz. Oh, how about quiz master? Oh, yeah, Viz at last, I think, is going to give us the Z. Let me put in quiz master as an inquirer. Yeah, I think fall about might be telling us to anagram Z plus matures and the I. Oh, the magazine is Q. Ah, I used to love reading Q magazine. I think it's no more, right? But I thought it was one of the better music magazines. Live as misogynist, principally pointless. Yeah, so misogynist might be sexist, but without its point of the compass at the start, it becomes exist or live. Let's try this one. Surrey, perhaps, cold for Frenchman in Union. Surrey, perhaps, I think might be the definition because cold for Frenchman, is that froid in Union? But Surrey can be a type of horse-drawn carriage, right? A Surrey with a fringe on top. Or maybe fringed could be the, no, that's too short. Surrey, perhaps. Of course, it's a county, but I don't think that's going to be it. All right. Oh, yeah, that was that one. And that one. Magazine for more keen cycling. All right, I think we're going to have a word for more keen, and then we're going to cycle the last letter to the start, or vice versa, and do that repeatedly until we get a magazine. Let me pause and think about that. Nothing is coming to me other than more keen is going to end in ER, so I think that might be the ER. And so maybe just the first letter moves to the back. Could it be a Y, an S, a T? Probably a lot of possibilities. Clue for item in magazine. Ah, all right, this is one of those clues where actually here it's telling us. Sometimes it doesn't make it as obvious. But when we answer this, we will get a crossword clue for the word item, and that might be time out, with out being a common anagram indicator, and that is also a magazine. Association of spoof wrapper with magazine and books. The spoof wrapper I immediately think of is Ali G. And I do think, yes, in fact, I'm just thinking of for association, maybe alignment, magazine as the NME, and the books, the New Testament. I was just thinking recently, maybe I mentioned it on a previous video, but when I first bought a copy of the NME in the 1970s as an innocent teenager in Ireland, and they had the charts page, and they had something called the indie charts, INDIE, and I'd never seen that word before. And I assumed, oh, that must be Indian music, and that's great. They have a chart of Indian music, of course. Now we all know indie, the independent labels, but I was young and naive. All right, clue for this magazine. Well, I think it's going to be a clue for this, and just like the Time Out one. Ah, yes, so another great music magazine. I think it was looked down on or maybe taken for granted because it was, seemingly just, pop music, pap. But it was very, very funny. Actually, the guys from Q magazine, I think, were involved in it. Mark Ellen and Dave Hepworth. Um, but they had some great running jokes. I think they used to call Billy Idol or Billiam Idol, and they'd always refer to Paul McCartney as Wacky Macca, thumbs aloft. It's not so funny now, I'm sure, but it used to crack me up. All right, so yeah, I'm definitely enjoying today's crossword. A lot of trips down memory lane. Nothing to replace article dropped from unspecified magazine. All right, so we're going to come up with a word for unspecified. And it's going to have an article, a, an, or the. And we're going to replace that with an O for nothing. And that is going to give us a magazine. Oh, I'm just trying to make hello work, but I can't see that. All right, we'll come back to it. Fever, any beds, job cuts, trimmed on all sides and leveled. Well, maybe it is a fever, but I'm wondering if it might be leveled. Yeah, I'm just wondering about trimmed on all sides sounds like the word play, and I think maybe all of the previous words. Do we take the outer letters F-R-A-Y? That sounds a good start, but then B-S, frame, no, and J-B. Well, maybe it's the inner letters. Oh, yes, Eve from fever, N from any, E from bed, oh, ED, evened, and then out. Ah, yes. All right, not in keeping with the theme, but that's all right. It's very hard, I'm sure, to create these crosswords with all of the theme words. Oh, that was the joke. That was the Surrey. All right, another boatman. Boatman's post allegedly went astray when picked up. Picked up certainly sounds like a reversal indicator. So then I think boatman's post might be the definition. And I'm going to say it's not boatman, the crossword setter, but an actual sailor, someone with a boat. I don't know what you would call the beam that a boatman would tie the boat to. No. Magazine. Rattle needs new arrangement. I think it must be Tatler. Ah, yes. Obviously. Sorry about the jumping around. One seen on a rostrum or a rock. Ah, so someone who's up on a rostrum speaking might be a narrator, but it reads as R-A-Tor. And actually, I was waiting in a doctor's office today, so I did the quick crossword, not cryptic. And one of the definitions was rock. It was 3 letters, and the answer was Tor. All right. A daily occurrence in Australia, witnessed in popular vote. I'm wondering if it's just a hidden clue. There is this word arvo, and I think I have heard it as Australian slang, but for what I cannot remember. I'm going to pause and look up arvo. Well, somehow it means the afternoon, but how they get arvo from afternoon, I've no idea. All right, perhaps wedge lifted root. Lifted sounds like a reversal. Do we reverse a word for root? And it means perhaps wedge. Oh, which wedge could be a golf club. But I'm fairly sure about that N. No, I'm not getting. Oh, it can also be a shoe, of course, a wedge. What's root? No, let me look again at this. Oh, yeah, so this is a magazine beginning with V and a word for unspecified. Let me pause and think about that. Ah, of course, it's Vogue. The A is, my goodness, is replaced by nothing to give us Vogue. Oh, that G should be helpful. Oh, maybe it is something to do with fringe, but I don't know what the first 2 letters would be. Surrey, perhaps. Oh, of course, I have to get it from the wordplay. Cold for Frenchman. Oh yeah, which I thought was foi. In union. No, that can't be right. Oh, how about carriage? That makes more sense, but right. So you have to think of marriage for union. The Frenchman is Monsieur M, and you replace the M with C for cold. That's it. All right. Perhaps wedge lifted root. Let me pause and ponder that one. I have not got anywhere with this one, but I did look up at 21, the magazine for more keen cycling, and I was running through the alphabet for the first letter, got to H, and remembered there is Harper's Bazaar, the fashion magazine, but then there's also a magazine simply called Harper's. I think it's a fairly good magazine, a serious one. Um, I think I've read it before. I think they had a story by Don DeLillo in one issue, so I picked it up. Oh, I'm wondering now. Oh, and sorry, I forgot to mention more keen is sharper, and the S moves to the end. Well, let me try getting this one first. Housekeeping's first to be incorporated. Ah, yeah, so good is nice, but you have to incorporate the H, and a limited market is niche. Ooh, so it's not one, I think, but second place in this, I think, is the H. Oh, no wonder I couldn't make sense of open toe, because I think, of course, a joke is a pun, and then the first of cartoonist, second of this. Ah, so where nails are visible then, let's, I still think it's going to be something toe. Yeah, I was sure it was going to be an open toe sandal. Something tie. No, I think it is two plus the end of balustrade. So now hollow. Oh, peep. I saw, yeah. So hollow out pine for PE and then hollow out your egg cup. I don't think I've ever heard of a peep toe, but I presume it's the same somewhat as open toe. Maybe it's not quite as open. Maybe there's just little holes or something where you can peep at the toes. All right, the sides are looking good. It's just that middle section. All right, Araucaria, say a dream that is gone, undying. Say could be e.g. a dream that is gone. I'm wondering if the definition is undying, but I'm going to pause and look up the meaning of Araucaria and see what that might be. I think I did know this. It's a type of evergreen conifer family that includes the monkey puzzle, which is why I'm sure the setter chose that as their pseudonym. So do we maybe start with evergreen? Say a dream that is gone, then we remove EG and something for a dream. And then maybe add on ON and it's going to mean dying. No, I don't see it. This is the magazine that made millions before our time. No, I think this is probably my best bet. Oh, we have that S now, so allegedly went astray when picked up. No. All right, I'm going to pause and think about it a little bit, but I think I'm going to have to go to wordplays.com for this one. Well, I don't have that one, but I looked again because I was trying to work out what the first letter might be. And I did think this one might be M for millions. And then I'd said BC, but what about AD and Mad Magazine? I don't know. I don't like the cluing of before our time. Oh, our time is 80. Sorry. So just the millions is positioned before. Yeah. All right. So let me think again now about our boatman's post, mast, the mizzen or something. Well, I went to wordplays.com. I did realize as I read it again that when picked up might be a homophone indicator. So something went astray when picked up. The only word I saw that might fit that is miskeyed, I suppose, like mistyped as I do all the time. But I don't know what the when picked up. So let me go ahead and check that. No, let's reveal it. Mastered. Oh, I suppose if you've picked up a skill, I don't know if that's the same as mastered it. I think mastered it means you got to a very high level. Um, but the boatman's post, oh, of course, is a mast. Oh, and then erd is allegedly is the homophone indicator went astray. Yeah, I don't like that one, I have to admit. Um, anyway, so what does the D do for 5 down? Probably not a lot. Oh, but dying might be the end. Ah, yes, I'm thinking it might be a type of Araucaria. Say a dream that is gone on dying. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and reveal this one. I have no idea. Reverend. Okay. So a dream is a reverie. That is, i.e., is gone from it to leave rever, and then undying is on the end. But why is Araucaria reverend? Is that one of the trees, or is it referring to the setter? Uh, no idea. All right, so just our wedge, perhaps wedge, lifted root. I'm thinking that must be N double E. Yeah, I'm going to go with need. I've no idea why. Let's check it. No, let's reveal it. Neep. Okay. Lifted root. I don't get either part of that, to be honest. I thought a peen was a hammer, like a ball peen hammer. Anyway, let's go ahead and check all, confirm everything's still there. All right, let's head over to 15 squared for the final crossword of the week. All right, the blog today is by Manehi, Fun Solve Tricky in Parts, with some help from the evident theme. Yeah, definitely. So, oh, I wrote down 5 across. Maybe it's the 5 down I had problems with. Oh, so here you have to have been doing the crossword for a long time. I've been doing it at least long enough to have seen references to Araucaria before and know that they were a former setter, but you have to know they were a reverend. I appreciate that Boatman is probably paying tribute to one of his colleagues, but I think there could have been something that everyone could enjoy, including us relative newbies. All right, sure enough, a peep toe shoe. They're the outer letters of Pine Egg Cup +2 and the E. Yeah, I got all of that. Anno Domini is just our time. Yeah, it's funny. Manehi made the same mistake I did, I think. And I did like that I and I one. LEG, yeah, no, the theme was very well used. And there's the other form of clip. So life hidden in visuals are seen in, I suppose. Trying to read my own writing here. Goodness gracious, I'm not sure exactly what that one is. Uh, oh, maybe 18. No, I got that one. Oh, 19. Mastered, yeah. Oh, there was one other I think I wrote down, but now I can't read my scrawl. But neep, so peen is the end of a hammerhead. Ooh, which may be a wedge. I don't get, I don't even get the explanation there. Perhaps wedge lifted. Also, then neep means root. Yeah, so I think that's the part I don't understand either. What is a neep? So, loved reverend. Well, of course, if you've been doing it a while, I think you'll love seeing the reference. But let's see. Just trying to find somewhere. I know what a ball peen hammer is, and everything with the peen part. I've never seen a peen hammer with a wedge on the opposite side of the peen. You picked up. Yeah, I do quibble with picked up for mastered. Oh, poor Ronald had never come across smash hits. Well, of course, if you're young, you won't have heard of it. Oh, yeah. So I'd always try to avoid the Guardian comments just because some uh, unthinking person may put some spoilers in there. All right, I thought surely there would be somebody who would question the reverend part. A funny story about someone asking for something at WH Smith. They're handed Kerrang and they're asking for the Quran. I suppose they sound. Oh, so Adrian says, I agree with Muffin. I missed that one. Cluing Reverend as that is faintly ridiculous. Um, anyway, I suppose you can't please everyone, and definitely, um, yeah, with some of these magazines that are more historical at this point, I suppose I benefit from that, but not from some of the other knowledge that is expected. Swings and roundabouts. Anyway, I really did enjoy it. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching and have a great day.